May 25th, 1787. The Constitutional Convention convened in Philadelphia under the leadership of George Washington in order to establish a new U.S. government. May 25th, 1900. Everett M. Shaw becomes the oldest gold medalist in the Olympics at 78 years old. May 25th, 1935. Babe Ruth hits his 714th and his last home run at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. May 25th, 2001. 32-year-old Eric Wollenberg from Boulder, Colorado becomes first blind man to reach the summit of Mount Everest. May 25th, 2013. The greatest class to ever graduate from Sullivan High School is assembled here for one last time. Our graduation day is one of the greatest accomplishments of our lifetimes. This day is important because it is a crucial stepping stone into the next chapter of our lives. Today, we look to the future and embark on the journey of life without looking back. We don't know what our future holds. Many of us are undecided where our next step will take us. This can be a big decision, but do not be afraid to take a leap of faith. Chase your dreams, and I encourage you all to never sell yourself short. In this life, we can be whatever we want to be. Looking at all you guys, I see a talented group of students who are well prepared for the future. The past 4 years at Sullivan High School have taught us and prepped us for whatever might come our way. It seems like just yesterday, I was walking into Old Central Elementary School for the first time. Our class was just beginning school there, but the time there was very brief. Leaving at mid-September, we were the last class to enter Central Elementary and made the move to our new school, which is now Sullivan Elementary. On that first day of kindergarten, my mother, without my knowledge, followed the bus to school to make sure I'd make my way into the building.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sure every parent is nervous whenever sending their child to school. It's a big, bad world, as my mother would say. She says that the reason for her fear was because I was a space ace and my head was always above the clouds. She feared that I would not be able to find the entrance to the school. Recently, she informed me about that very first day. And the funny thing is that on my walk from the school bus to the building, I stopped just before the entrance and looked up at the sign. I stood there for a while, and she told me that she started to think that I might turn around and bolt back to the bus. During those few seconds, my mind was spinning with many different thoughts. I'm sure some of you guys had the same thoughts and questions racing through your minds that day. Would I make any friends? Who would I sit by in class? When is recess? And most importantly, what's for lunch? Now, let's fast forward to high school. Entering Sullivan High School the first time in 2009 was a milestone for all of us. I remember how nervous I was to walk in those doors the very first day. I was so nervous that in fact, I had to meet my friend Abby just to walk into school. Filled with mixed emotions of excitement and apprehension, we strolled through those doors into the commons trying to attract the least amount of attention as possible. I can't remember exactly what the thoughts were going through my mind at that time, but I'm sure we all shared the same questions as we did the first day of kindergarten. Would I make any new friends? Who will I sit by in class? Why can't we have recess anymore? And most importantly, what would Chef Nero be making for lunch? Now, we've all made it through these 4 years of high school, and most of us would say that this is a great accomplishment. But is it really the end of high school that is the accomplishment, or is it what we take from here into our adult lives? Throughout our lives is where we will see the accomplishments unfold. As we move through our respective paths in life, we will use the experiences gained here at SHS to lead us to our future endeavors. That is when our high school teachers and administration will begin to see how we have grown and to realize the impact they have had on our lives. So now the ball is in our court. And this is the time for us to prove to them that all their hard work has paid off. The time has come for us to take the experiences here and apply them to our futures. It is a sad thought to know that this is the last time we will all assemble together as one class. Yes, we will hold class reunions, but life itself will not allow 100% participation in these reunions. While this is a sad thought, we are also filled with excitement at what the future will hold for us. Some of us will go to college, some of us will go straight to the workforce, some of us will go into service, and some of us are still undecided about what the future holds. But one thing's for sure, the time we've spent together at Sullivan High School has prepped us for whatever we will be faced with in the future. I'd like to thank all my teachers from the Sullivan County Schools for teaching us the skills needed to take the next step in life. Without their example and leadership, we would not have had the chance to become the adults we have grown into. I'd like to thank the administration for looking out for our class the past 4 years. Their knowledge of how a school system is supposed to run and how it can be example to other schools is unparalleled. I feel so lucky to have grown up in Sullivan County, where we, as a community, still hold true to our morals and values, and those will continue to hold us together for many years to come. Last but not least, I'd like to thank all of our parents, grandparents, and guardians for supporting us along the way. Without their love and support, finding our way, making mistakes, and growing up would have been a lot more difficult for us. I'd like to leave you guys with one last thought. Dr. Seuss once said, "You have the brains in your head, you have the feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. And you are the one who will decide where to go." Thank you.
Yes.
Now she cried.
Excellent.
At this time, I have the pleasure to introduce one of my very best friends in our 4th valedictorian, Miss Rhagen Smith.
Scott Taylor.
My fellow students, we're only arrived here 4 short years ago, and now it's already time to leave. They weren't kidding when they said time would fly once we hit high school. It seems like only yesterday we were tiny little freshmen. Okay, maybe I wasn't tiny or little, but anyways, as freshmen, we would all be found fighting with the locks on our lockers, trying to figure out where our next class was, and looking generally clueless to all the upperclassmen. Now, we are the upperclassmen, the seniors, who stand here ready to graduate and move forward in the world. Yet, at this pivotal point in our lives, we can't help but looking back. I want to thank all those people who have played an instrumental role to get me where I am today. First of all, I want to thank God for all the blessings He has given me. Next, my parents, brother, and the rest of my family. Mom, Dad, thank you for driving me all over the Midwest for tournaments, letting me follow my dreams, giving me rules even though sometimes I didn't want to follow them, and being the most loving, caring, and supportive parents that I could ever have. Brett, thanks for all the advice you've given me. Always having my back, and being the best big brother a girl could ever ask for. Next, to all my friends, thank you guys for all the fun times we've had. And one in particular, my best friend, Taylor Shake. She is the shake to my bake. Thank you for being such a loyal, trustworthy friend that I can always count on. I want to thank all the coaches that I've had in the past. Coach Meeks, thank you for all the time and dedication and the food. I also want to thank the administration and teachers You guys have all been amazing, and I've learned so much from you all. To Mr. Stuckey, thank you for always being so supportive. It truly means a lot. Mrs. Wheeler, thank you for always being your crazy self and always putting a smile on my face. Mrs. Norris, thank you for going above and beyond as a teacher and showing me that you not only care about me as a student, but a person as well. And finally, I want to thank the class of 2013 for the time I've spent with you all here at Sullivan High School. How do we measure the time we've spent? In the beginning, we measured it in class periods, counting down the days of summer vacation. As the days and weeks passed, we measured it in semesters. In later years, as we moved from being those clueless freshmen to becoming sophisticated sophomores who thought they had it all figured out. By the time we became juniors, we were confident that we were equipped to take over for the graduating senior class and rule the school. And now, here we stand, well, sitting actually. We survived the monotonous senioritis, our reign is over, and it's up to us, it's up to the next class to fill our shoes and take over. I know as I look at each and every one of your faces, I will measure my time here in a completely different way. I will measure it in all the friendships, happiness, and laughter I've experienced these past 4 years. Some of the friendships may have been pretty casual, and others were much closer, but I'll remember each and every one as being special in their own way, as I hope you all will as well. And when many of our high school memories begin to fade, that's how we'll ultimately measure the time we've spent here together. Not in the periods or semesters or years, but in the friendships that we made and the fun times that we shared together. Thank you.
Allison Nicole